Hi, my name's Kieran Evans and I'm from New Zealand. Today I'm going to be showing you the different interfaces of 4 different synthesizers and pointing out where you can find the different sections. Okay, the first synthesizer we're looking at here is ClearSynth, and the very first section on ClearSynth is the oscillators. And as you can see, ClearSynth has 2 oscillators, and you can choose between sine wave, sawtooth wave, triangle wave, or square wave. You can tune your wave up and down in octaves, and you have tuning and fine tune options. Second section here is filter, which allows us to have a low pass, a high pass, band pass, and band reject or notch filter. We then have the LFO section, which allows us to adjust a number of things like pitch, the mix, the cutoff, frequencies, the amplification. We can do this all from this section. And lastly, in ClearSynth, we have the amplitude or envelope section, which allows us to adjust the attack and decay, sustain, release of each of our oscillators. Okay, so there's our ADSR, attack, decay, sustain, release. It allows us to adjust velocity and filter those. Okay, the second synth I'm going to show you is one called Xhip. Okay, over here we have 2 oscillators, oscillator A and oscillator B. We can choose pulse, ramp, triangle, or staircase wave. We can choose what mixture of the 2 waves we want, A and B. Then we have the filter section, where we can adjust frequencies and put in a low pass, high pass, notch filters. We then have envelopes A and B for the oscillator. Here is our ADSR, attack, decay, sustain, and release. So this relates to our amplitude over time when we press a key. And we have one of those for oscillator A and oscillator B. And lastly, we have our modulation, or LFO, which allows us to change every other aspect of the sound over time. So we can increase width and delay, the rate, we can ramp the sound up, we have random options. Okay, the next synth I'm going to show you is one called Tyrrell N6. Okay, as you can see, we have an oscillator section where we can choose from our 4 different wave types. We've got square, sawtooth, triangle, and sine wave. Again, we have a couple of different oscillators. We then have our filter section, which allows us to have low pass, high pass, band pass filters. It also has a number of other options for boosting and the likes. Down here we have our envelopes. Again, our ADSR, which relates to our amplitude, attack, decay, sustain, release. We have 2 envelopes that relate to our 2 oscillators. And then lastly we have our LFO, which allows us to modulate the sound over time. We can play around with the phase, the depth, the delay, rate. Again, 2 LFOs for the 2 oscillators. Okay, the last synthesizer I'm going to show you is one called Minimoog. Here we have our oscillators, where we can choose for a number of different oscillator wave shapes. You can also see that we have 3 oscillators here. Okay, over here we have the filter section, which allows us to set cutoff, emphasis, contour, and velocity. That allows us to shape the frequencies for our oscillator sound. And then we have something that's called loudness contour in this synthesizer. And as you can see, we have our ADSR, attack, decay, sustain, release. So this is in fact relating to our amplitude or our envelope. On this synthesizer we can also set volumes and chorus level, output level. We have an LFO section where we can adjust speed. We can also increase gain and overdrive, delay. Okay, I hope that was interesting to you. You'll find that a lot of these synthesizers are actually free for you to download, so if you search out some of the names of these synthesizers, you will find them out there on the internet for free. Install them, play around with them, see which one suits your taste. I hope you've enjoyed the course, and I won't say see you next time because this is the last assignment, but I hope you all do well.